But here's the initial sketch in graphite. Gone ahead and sharpened these up to a point. Laid this out on the paper almost in the same direction. And just by looking at the picture, now again, the grid might get in the way, but I'm just going to lay this part off. So here's the white of the pencil. And like I said, I'm going to try to leave as much as I can of the gray. So it's almost a tint with adding the white. And that's building that section up right there. And I'm using the side of the pencil, not necessarily the point right about now, just to blend it in. And depending on how large you make it, you want to make it large enough that you can get the detail in there, but that's just showing that front piece onto this section. The other side is just taking the darker pencil, the black one. It's coming out a little easier. And since this is a textured piece, it makes it a little bit easier to work with too. But there's the section, and again, leaving some of the paper. It can be kind of rough in there, but that's just the edge. So far I've done it very light at first, and I've sharpened the pencil in the prismacolor, the hand sharpener, so you have a little more control over it so you don't break the pencil up too much. But also just by shading it on the side of it, it's helping sharpen the pencil at the same time if I rotate it. Now you can mix these, obviously, to get a gray color. And I have a couple of them, so I can mix and match here. But that gives me at least that gray. It looks a little milky, but again, you want to, before you start mixing, try to see how far you can go with just the subtlety of the paper. And that's going to give you a little more range of value and a little more control. And as I build that up, it'll slowly disappear there. Now I haven't really gone back in with the straight edge, right? I'm just kind of freehanding this all together just to get it laid out. And then when I go inside the lettering, that's where I might start to use the straight edge just to keep it organized. Now I've gone over it in pencil just to line that part out. And that's a couple ways to start off. So that gives me that section to the top. And that gives me the base line and the height line. So once I get that, I can go back in. I can even lay this down here if I want to, just to start. I'll just do one letter there so you can see it. And that's at least giving me the shadow part of the type. And then I'll just continue to build the rest of it as I go through it. So, and again, I laid it out in pencil just so I can get the right proportion. And now putting down the edges here. So there I have it. So now it's just a matter of cutting this out. And try to take out less than you would think, just to give it the edge. And there you have it. So for most parts, that's pretty much laid out, and then this just has a little curve on either side of this, so as you build this up, and depending on how whatever area you start to draw in, so you're kind of using the paper to have it blend in there and kind of be sensitive to that part. And since this does have a background in the illustration and the reference, you can incorporate that as well. So it's kind of just a subtle illustration there. So see how you do on that part. Take that off your page there.